Hello again, everybody. This is Jason, the Kentucky Fried Ham, and today I have a little bit of an early birthday present. I met my parents for dinner on my mom's birthday, which is about 2 weeks before mine, and so she gave me my birthday gift a little bit early, and it is a KK1 straight key kit from American Morse. So I have previously, you've seen on this channel probably, I built the I forget what this is called, but it's another American Morse key. It's one of my favorites. I use it in the field. I use it here at my desk. It works really well. And this one is a little bit more rough. So that one is kind of an anodized finish, and this one is, this base is raw aluminum, and then the arm here is brass. I think that's all the metal on here. Yeah, everything else is kind of acrylic, or there's some brass knurled nuts and stuff. But this brass arm is kind of rough. This is really rough. There's a lot of tool marks left in it, and it just, yeah, it doesn't look really good. This is going to be a field key usually for me. So at first I was just going to put it together, but I thought, you know, I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to polish it up and see what I can do with it. So I'm going to do that and then assemble it. But the first thing we need to do, and the instructions actually mention this too, he puts a ream through these holes to get them to the right size, and that leaves a burr on the inside of these clevises here. So what I'm going to do, I have a small, this is a, I think it's Harbor Freight, maybe Walmart file set. I use this a lot for cleaning up 3D prints, and I don't know if it's going to be aggressive enough, but I'm just going to take this in here and try to get that little bit of a burr off. And you can easily feel it. Excuse me. You can easily feel it with your hands. So it's pretty easy to tell when you've gotten it. And I can feel it getting smoother with that file, so I think this guy's going to be just fine. Yeah, that feels good, nice and smooth. Alright, so for the last couple days in my spare time, I've been polishing up this base here. I am definitely not a car auto body kind of guy or anything. So I did my best. I polished up the base and I polished up this little contact plate. I still need to polish the brass, the actual arm, but I'm not going to have time to do that today. So I wanted to get as much of this done as I can until then. So the first thing we need to do is there are 4 shoulder washers. 2. Well, there's supposed to be 4 shoulder washers. Let me see if I can salvage some of this anyway. Lace these 2 guys in here. There's one. There's the other. I should have done the inside one first. A little easier to get to, but there we go. I felt him seat down in there. Alright, everybody. Well, after a little bit of a detour, I'm back to building the key here. So I went to start putting this together last night after spending, I don't know, several hours polishing it, and 2 of the shoulder washers were missing from the kit. So I emailed Doug at American Morse and said, hey, can you send me some of these, because I can't really find any locally. I went to all the local hardware stores and nobody had anything. Could buy them on Amazon, but you know, you have to buy 1,000 of them or whatever, and I didn't really want to do that. And I thought, wait a minute, what am I doing? I have a 3D printer. So I just printed up some of my own, and there they are. They look just as good as the originals. They are just a slight bit thicker because the minimum layer height that my printer will do, but I think it'll still be all right. So the first thing I'm going to do is kind of pick up where we left off here. So open my parts kit again. So we want to look for the screw that has the flat end that's ground off. And in the meantime, I've probably lost everything that I need for this project. There were two screws that were very similar. Okay, so here's the ground one. So we need our contact bar. He lays on here. And then this guy goes here. Okay, and what we want to do is just start this. Let's see, is it coming through? Yes, it's coming through. So we just want to start him loosely into the contact bar here. Because we want to have some wiggle room for our other screw here. Okay, so one of the 440 by quarter goes into the other hole here. And here's this is a number 0 Phillips. Tighten both screws until the contact bar is pulled tight. So we're just going to tighten both of these guys. Okay, so then our other 440 by half goes into this back hole here from underneath. I think this is probably going to be our travel adjustment. All right, that's looking pretty good so far. So now we need our paddle. I'm going to peel off our protective film here. And this goes onto the end. It goes into the first step on this side, I believe. There's another 440 by 1/4. Here it is. I was going to say, I know this one was here yesterday. In the step in one end of the lever, so it goes mount the paddle, mount the so this goes like this from underneath. Is that there we go. Over tighten this guy and snap it off. So now we have the knob. And he goes in, let's see, there's the tapered screw. So just going to tighten him. Like that. It's got a nice feel, kind of a navy knob set up there. All right, so now we're going to mount the, or we're almost ready to mount the lever to our base. So we need to get our dowel pin here. And our tiny little set screw, which I do not want to lose, and we'll probably need this too. So, the parts kit does not show a number 0 washer. Okay, so reading further down the instructions, it appears that even though this is called a number 0 washer, it actually is the Delrin disc that goes in. So holding the base, position it over the lever. Oh wait, position the lever with the paddle and place the washer and then the spring in the hole. Okay, so then we put this here. And slide the dowel pin through. Okay. Make sure the end of the spring is in the shallow hole in the base, which it is. Push it into the hole, turn the assembly right side up, and start the 440 set screw into the leg here. So we want to get our set screw. This is a tiny, tiny little dude here. So we're going to tighten that up. It says not to overdo it, so we didn't. Locate the 440 by 1/4 screw with the ground end. That must be this one, the brass one here, because it's the only bare screw I have left. Screw this into the hole in the lever nearest the paddle. Okay, so this is going to be our contact here. Tightly, it says. Locate the 2 long thumb screws and thread a nut onto each thumb screw. Okay, so then one of these goes here. And that's our contact spacing, and the other is our tension adjustment right here. And then, yeah, that's our contact spacing. Okay. Okay, so that goes there. These are our contacts. This one goes here. All right, and then we put our 4 little feet on. Before I do that, I want to buff the base here a little bit more, just because it'll be easier without all those in the way. All right, so now let's put these guys on. And unfortunately for this key, you kind of have to have these on here because there's all these screws that are proud of the base. It's one thing that I kind of liked about the porta paddles, I think it is, that I have from them, is the base just kind of gives you a mounting area. It's recessed with all the fitments, and then there's a mounting area where you can just I don't like where that is. There's a mounting area that I've made some 3D printed accessories for, which you've probably seen. in some of my other videos. Pretty good. All right, let's push this guy down. And there we go, complete. Had to do a little improvising along the way due to the missing pieces and parts, but all in all, I say I'm pretty happy with it. It's going to be hard to keep clean though. But it's a field key. I actually contemplated not even polishing it or anything, but the machine marks and stuff were pretty heinous. So I didn't do the best job I've ever seen polishing, but I'm definitely not like an auto body guy. But I think it looks better than what it did when I started. So now I just need to get some wires on it and test her out. It's pretty stiff. Nice. Feels good though. Wonder what the, let's see how loose we can go here. Yeah, I mean it's gonna be a pretty stiff key, but it's actually let's see if we crank it all the way down here. Still not as hard to use as that little pooty key. Alright, so I'll play with this. I'm hoping to go do an activation tomorrow, so you might actually see this key on the air very soon. So we've got our two little contact pieces. I don't know if I'm going to use those or not. We might be able, let's see, these tighten all the way. Yeah, I can probably just put some ring terminals on a cable, which will be temporary for the moment because I want to make it so that it's detachable, because I don't like permanently affixed cables. But anyway, there we are. So I'm going to get a cable and test it out, and I'll see you guys with this key on the air very soon. And until then, 73.